Students, how are you all? Welcome to Social Science class of Standard 6. Today we are going to study our new chapter and the chapter number 13, and the name of our chapter is India, Earth Surface, Climate, Vegetation and Wildlife. So in the previous chapter we have studied so many new things, and this chapter also we are going to study so many new things about our country India. In the previous chapter we have studied about its biospheric and landforms and such things. In this chapter we are going to study about the earth surface, climate, vegetation and wildlife of our country. India is a vast country with a very vast geographical area. At the same time, it has a geographical diversity. Diversity means different kind of varieties of things are there, like different kind of culture is there. At the same time, different kind of vegetation, wildlife, atmosphere, season, all type of diversity can be found in our country. Because of this diversity, it amazes us so much. The highest peak of the world, that Himalaya mountain range, is present in our country. The area of India is 32.8 lakh square kilometers, and it is estimated to be 3,214 km from Kashmir to the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Okay, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, it means from north to south boundary of our country, and from east to west, that is Arunachal in the east and Kutch of Gujarat in the west. So it has so many different variety of plateaus, plains, rivers, islands, seashores, etc. In physical division of India has a very large surface area. The Himalayan mountain range is situated to guard our boundary. Okay, because Himalayan mountain ranges are there in the north of our country, it helps to guard our country. Its parallel north-south mountain range is divided into three parts. The Greater Himalaya or the Himadri mountain range is located in the extreme north. The highest mountain peak of the world, Mount Everest, lies here. The south of it, the Central Himalayas or the Himachal mountain range. So, and many other tourist spots and places of pilgrimages are there. Also in the south there lies Ganga, Satluj, Yamuna, Brahmaputra and vast fertile plains, and made up of alluvial deposited by the rivers and the tributaries. The flat plains made by the rivers are very fertile. High diversity of population is seen over there due to more agricultural production. So India has a great Thar desert also. It experiences more heat and less rainfall, because Thar is a desert. It is a very big desert in the world, and it experiences more and more heat because it is a desert, and it experiences very less rainfall. Sometimes does not rain for even 3-4 years continuously, means so not for months but for years, so many years it doesn't seems to be raining. Very less vegetation is seen in this area. To the south of the northern plain, there is an inverted triangular plateau of south. The land surface of that area is uneven. Some parts of it are higher, while some of it have less height. There are many mountain ranges and hilly regions in the area. There is Aravalli mountain range to the northwest region of this area, which is the most ancient mountain range of the world. Vindhya and Satpura mountain ranges are located to the southeast of it. Narmada and Tapi river flows here from east to west and meet the Arabian Sea after a long vast area. Narmada and Tapi rivers are also situated over here, which are flowing from east to west and meet the Arabian Sea after flowing through the Vindhya and Satpura mountain ranges. Okay, so these are the areas of mountain ranges. You can see over in this figure also, the brown figure which is given, it is of mountain ranges. The green is the vegetation, and you can see of the height. For example, the dark brown, it is about more than 1200 meters high. Little light, it is between 600 to 1200 meters of height. So these are the different mountain ranges. Eastern coastal plain is located in east and western coastal plain is located in the west. West of the southern plateau. Okay, here so many different type of rivers are flowing like Godavari, Mahanadi, Kaveri and Krishna, which are flowing in this delta region. There are two main islands, Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep islands, which are mostly located in our country. Now the climatic changes are there in our country. Daily change in the atmosphere is called weather, and climate is, what is the meaning of climate? Then climate is the average of any place for about 30 years. You can have noticed that sometimes the heat increase, sometimes it is cold, and sometimes the sky is covered by clouds and the sun is behind the clouds. Okay, so this is the climatic changes. Season changes with the month, means winter is between December to February, summer is between March to May, monsoon is between June to September, and retreating monsoon is between October to November. Okay, winter is cold season since the sun rays fall diagonally and occasionally snow falls, so the temperature drops in the northern plains and the Himalayan mountain ranges. The area of the northern part of the Gujarat experience more cold than other part of the state. Days are shorter in this season. Okay, so in winter season days are short and the nights are longer. Now we will talk about summer season. It is the season of tropical. It means during summer we experience heat. Temperature rises very high as sun rays fall vertically during these days. Temperature remains low in the area during the sea coast in comparison to the continental parts of the country. Dry and hot winds in the noon time, which is called Lu. North part of Gujarat and western part of Rajasthan experience more heat during this season. Now in this season days are longer than the winter during the season. Okay, here days are longer and nights are much shorter. Now if we talk about the rainy season or the monsoon season, this is the season of rain. Okay, so the winds bring rain. One of the current of these winds advances above the Arabian Sea to Kerala, Maharashtra, Gujarat and central part of India, while other countries of these winds advances towards the Ganga plains through the Bay of Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the eastern India. When both the winds currents advance, they meet with each other and bring rain to western Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, eastern Rajasthan. With the advent of rain, the peasants are activated to do agricultural work. When winds are obstructed by mountains, they give more rain. So the rainfall in Gujarat starts from the second or third week of June by the first week to July. Okay, so in Gujarat mainly it start in mid of the June or maybe in end of the June or the starting of the July. Okay, so in Gujarat it comes little late than in comparison to Maharashtra or some other state. Okay. So it is considered that good monsoon means a large crop in agriculture, because our country is a country of agriculture. So mostly many farmers are dependent on the rain for their good crop production or for their agricultural activities. Now retreating monsoon and wind season. Wind blow from land to sea in this season. It is seen that this condition is absolutely opposite to the monsoon season. These winds blowing from northeast blow from land, so they are dry. Hence they do not give rain. Sky is clear without clouds in these days. Temperature increases gradually, which adversely affects the human health. Temperature starts decreasing as October ends and semi-cold is experienced in the early morning of November. Since these winds pass over the Bay of Bengal, they are humid and gives rain in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, situated in the eastern side of the India. Distinct differences of season is experienced in the climate of India. Due to these peculiarities, generally is called monsoon climate. Okay, now the types of the forest or vegetation we will study in the next class. Up to this class we have studied about all the seasons which we experience in our country and what does they bring, and also about the mountain ranges.